thank you for having me and tasting the 2012s. I think it's the wines are very successful this year, given all the challenges. So I would love to have your thoughts on the description of the style for Cos d'Estournel here. Maybe starting out with the Goulee, which I thought was very successful. And then the Pagode and the Grand Vin, of course, and maybe finishing with the Cos d'Estournel Blanc. So
perfect.
How would you describe the personality of these wines this year?
I would say, first of all, very interesting. I think these were wine that really needed a lot of work during the year, and they're really the results of a big team. Everybody worked for it, and that's very important. I want people to realize that behind a glass of wine, there's a lot of work.
Can you tell us how many people?
Yeah, we have more than 60 people working at Cos d'Estournel, and we have a very, traditional way of working the vineyard, where each individual vine worker is responsible for certain vine. So they actually know exactly, perfectly, each single vine in their little block, and that's allows us to, know constantly what's going on in the vineyard. And actually, all of them, we give them a taste of their wine, the wine coming from their block.
Oh, really?
So that's very interesting. So just to come back on 2012, I think it was, as I said, overall complicated. But as we were briefly discussing earlier, I think everything's happened for a reason. Okay, and we had a difficult flowering, and altogether we lost some production because it was a lot of rain. But then we had a fantastic summer, with nearly as dry as 2003, And what would have happened if we didn't have the rain earlier? So I think all in all, it all happened for a reason. And at the end, we ended up with wines which were. Let's start with the Goulee. The Goulee, it's the north from here, and so we have wines that are very brilliant. Lots of charm, lots of fruit as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. There was lots of fresh nights, and that helps keeping all the aromas in the wine. So the Goulee is a very there's some density, but we make this wine to be charming, to be fun, to be a lot of pleasure. We want people to buy it, open it, and drink it.
So I think you were successful in doing that.
Thank you very much. Pagode. So Pagode is Pagode de Cos is the second wine from Cos d'Estournel. And it's a wine that has bears the characteristic of the wine, having a very soft touch in the mouth, with a very well balanced and soft tannins in the when you finish your tasting, with a long lasting. But of course, with a lot of fruit, And I think that's I would describe Pagode de Cos of being. Having this gentle, seductive fruit at the beginning, okay? And when you put it in the mouth, you have very silky tannins with a long finish. Right. So that's my personal description of Pagode. But again, don't remember, it's my description. Huh?
Yes.
Wine is about everybody's palate, okay? Right. I can't tell you exactly what to fill in a wine because obviously we don't have the same history of tasting.
So it might be interesting for you to describe it as a person. A personality, perhaps. So how about the
That's interesting.
The Grand Vin. What kind of person is it?
That's a tricky question. She has told me that before. I don't know. The Grand Vin, of course, to me, when I look at it, it would be someone which is a little bit mysterious. Okay, because if you look at it at first, you will see it's very dark, very deep. You can feel the power of the concentration here. There's a lot of dark red fruit flavors, that pops out right away. But then you look and I can't see the end of it, So there's some mysterious element to the look. Then when you put it in your mouth, of course the density is there, but it's very elegant. The tannins are very soft, and it's like you have a silk wrapping, if you will. And to me, it's the definition of a great wine. It's power and elegance. And I think that's the combination of both with a lot of freshness, and I think that's how I would describe the 2012. And that personality, same thing in the mass, it's not revealing itself. So it won't be someone show-off. It will be more someone that his own personality, he knows where he's going, he's not following the herd, okay? But it's there.
Confident person.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. But there's a mystery to it, you know. You can't find it all here. You know, it's you got to fight for it. You know, you got to fight for it, and I think that's important. And so to finish the Cos d'Estournel wines this year, we are making now. We've been making now since 2005 a brilliant white wine. Yes. Okay, coming from again the north of the Médoc, and. It's a lot of freshness, and to me you have those, when I drink this wine, I'm in the summer, okay, and I'm having this white peach, all these white fruits that coming, actually, end of the spring, early summer, you see?
Yes, yes.
When it's starting to be, there's still some freshness, but it's starting to be warm,
yes.
Okay, a little bit. Yes. And that's definitely how I would describe this wine.
And good concentration. I really enjoyed the wine.
There is a concentration and there is a balance to it. It's a wine that definitely has potential to age, but it has a little charm, you know, when it's young. And I think it's very important. You know, you need a bit of charm, you know, when you drink wine. I think it's very important. Wine's about emotion, you know.
Yes.
It's about sharing. You don't drink wine alone in your house, you know, it's boring.
Yes.
You know, and you're in trouble if you start doing that too often. You know, it's about sharing, being with people, and you know, I think that's what we think about when we make the wines. So let's hope that everybody is going to enjoy the wines from Cos d'Estournel this year.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Jeannie.